What's cracking, y'all? You are now watching Boo TV. Appreciate you for stopping in. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, stay notified, and let's get into the topic for today. What's cracking? What's cracking? Back with another Larry Bird reaction video. This one from the YouTube channel Nick Smith NBA. We have done quite a few videos from this channel. Why do you never talk trash to Larry Bird? It will backfire. A video recommended to us by none other than the fabulous, the amazing Dutch T. So appreciate you, Dutch T, for sending this one our way. We have covered a lot of Larry Bird trash talk videos and experiences here, so I'm curious to see what this one is about and learn something new about Larry Joe Bird. Alright, let's get into it.
Welcome to the day that Larry Bird and the Boston Celtics found themselves entangled in a heated exchange of trash talk with the Atlanta Hawks. Little did the Hawks know that this fiery exchange would become the catalyst for an unforgettable performance by Larry Bird, and this video brings you that performance. This story is not very well known, so the available footage from this Hawks game is limited, but we did include the footage that has been found in this video. But to maintain the flow and immerse you, our audience, in the moment, we've incorporated some clips from other Atlanta Hawks games for transparency, with NBA players that were involved on this day that talk about what happened and this insane story. To truly appreciate Larry Bird's iconic display, it's essential to dive into the backstory, which provides critical context. But I must note that if you want to skip forward, feel free, you just will be missing some important context. Full credit to all the footage and videos are on display on the screen right now, so don't forget to check them out, and they also link.
I can promise you we have reacted to probably 90% of the videos that on the screen right now without even looking at them. Some of them look familiar from a glance.
In the description box down below. If you enjoyed this video and desire more content just like this one, please support us by giving us a thumbs up. Let's aim for 3,000 likes for the next video. And feel free to hit that subscribe button if you want more Larry Bird videos just like this one. I trust that you'll enjoy this video, and I don't want to keep you guys waiting.
We lost the Christmas game, a double overtime game to New York, played really poorly, had every chance to win that game.
Come Christmas Day, there was more than presents that came unwrapped. The Celtics got their stocking stuffed with a game out of character, but it would later serve as an inspiration for preventing something similar ever to occur again. With Boston leading by 25 midway through the third quarter, New York mounted a comeback, led by the charge of Patrick Ewing.
Driving in, Ewing didn't have control, but he makes the basket. Ewing. The potential of what the Knicks can possibly do with a Patrick Ewing. He's got great speed, and when he gets up the court, he makes a heck of a target. Lead is 7 again. Ewing banks it in. 18 for Patrick Ewing to keep the Knicks in the ballgame. In an improbable script, and Patrick Ewing has been the engineer. A stunning upset. They were down by 25 points, and they came back. And this is going to be one of the big comebacks we have seen in many a year.
And afterward, the team got together. Everybody got together and said, man, we got to play better than this. I mean, you know, we've been to the finals now 3 straight years. That would have been our 3rd straight year going to the finals, been to the finals 2 straight years. This is our best team we've had together.
We always had good teams. 86 was definitely our best team.
Yeah.
I mean, with Bill Walton coming in as your backup, Scotty Wedman, I mean, Jerry Sitchkin, I mean, we were loaded. It's just a stacked team.
It was the prime of the best players on that team. It was the prime of Bird, who was MVP that year. It was a prime of McHale.
After games, used to always come in the locker room and pop a beer. And like, we'd win a game, Bill would come in and open a beer, and I was like, that was the best game I've ever been involved in. And then the next night, that was the absolute best game I've ever been involved with.
DJ and were still in their prime, and that team was healthy.
We were a different group of guys. We had won a lot, and we expected to win.
Following the Christmas Day game against the Knicks, the Boston Celtics squad was disheartened by surrendering a 25-point lead and ultimately losing. The New York Knicks were the worst team in the entire association, and the Celtics were on a championship hunt.
The loss to New York on Christmas Day was something that was embarrassing to the players, but yet we have the makeup of personalities on a team that nothing really gets them down for long, and they were able to bounce back and carry on. And you have to do that over an 82-game schedule. You can't have those lows that are going to carry on for days, and you want to just keep consistent play and carry on.
The effects of the Christmas Day game were not visibly detected. To change their mood and approach would certainly mean a greater defeat for the Celtics than the one in Madison Square Garden.
Everybody said, okay, look, man, we're dedicated. We lost a Christmas game, a double overtime game to New York, played really poorly, had every chance to win that game. And afterward, everybody got together and said, man, we got to play better than this.
Our team's challenges were to stay focused, because we could win in any type of game.
And we all got together, and, I remember Bill Walton.
We were a very close team, and every night after the games, we were out together, usually at the Scotch and Sirloin. And one night we were sitting around very late and having a really good time.
Of course, Bill said,
we're really close to the championship here. How about we make a vow right now, right here and now amongst ourselves, that nobody will take another drink until we win the championship.
We're not going to drink until we win the championship. So I looked at Bill. I looked at Bill and said, "We're planning on winning it this year."
And everybody goes, yeah, I'll drink to that. And then Kevin, after about a 30-second pause of everybody saying, yeah, this is great, Kevin said, well, we're going to win the championship this year, aren't we?
So Bill said, well, of course, And so everybody quit drinking, and we all got together. And from that point on, I think we were like 60-10.
The Celtics had beat the rap of Christmas Day and were riding a winning streak in January. But getting blown out in the first half in Atlanta, the streak seemed in jeopardy. Boston had visions of the infamous Christmas Day game dancing through their heads and decided to mount a comeback of their own, which was inspired by more than just Christmas memories.
We're playing a game down in Atlanta, and this is how long ago this was, because Atlanta was a good team. And they had Dominique and Doc Rivers and Reggie Theus and Kevin the Penguin Willis and Tree Rollins and all these guys.
And Atlanta had been waiting, I guess, about a month to just get us. They'd been on the roll. And little did we know coming in that they had this kind of emotion built up already.
But Atlanta, they talk trash. They're
Down
up by
there.
20 at halftime.
Yeah, that was in
the crowd's yelling and all that stuff.
And we are getting hammered. We're just getting killed. We're down 25 at the half, and they're all trash talking, and fans are throwing stuff at us, and they're going, we're going to kill you, Celtic. Bird, Walt, McHale, Parrish, DJ, you guys are all frauds. What are you talking about?
Is this the game where one of the players on the Hawks said something to Bird and Dominique just looked at him? Like, did you really just say that to the man? Why did you say it? Why did you give this man a reason? And Bird's eyes he didn't say much. Bird's eyes just got wide after that player made that comment. I don't know if this is the same game.
The exception of Dominique Wilkins, who had too much class to ever say a thing.
They started the first quarter off and just ran us off the court. At halftime, we're down 23.
So we come in at halftime, we're just sulking in there with tails between our legs. We walk in, we're sitting in the locker room, and Casey Jones, our fantastic coach, the most like John Wooden of any coach I've ever been a part of.
KC Jones got on us 3 times really hard. And that halftime talk he gave is one of the best I've ever heard.
Casey walks in, he looks at us, looks at his watch, doesn't say a word, walks over to the cooler and pulls out a beer. Pops the beer, goes
doesn't say anything.
Down, pounds down the beer, just sitting there. Finishes the beer, looks at his watch, looks at us, goes over to the cooler and gets a second beer. Pops the beer, pounding it down, doesn't say a word. Looks at his watch, looks around at us, goes and gets a third beer, does the same thing. And then he gets up, looks at his watch for the final time, and he says,
a lot of you guys have been here for a long time, but obviously you don't know what it means to be a Celtic. You know, the whole thing.
It was not enough that they had a 23-point lead at the time, but they also had to verbalize. At halftime, Robert Perry says, they're talking at us, they're slamming us, and then they're talking more.
And he never screamed or never yelled, and he goes, we got it in us to come back and win this game, but we have to do it. We got to dictate the second half of how we want to play.
Yeah.
let's go.
And then the team comes out in the second half, just eye of the tiger.
And we went back out the second half, and everyone responded.
So we go out there and we're warming up to start the third quarter. And they got a record sellout crowd there at the Omni. And they're going to start the third quarter. And you watch an NBA game, and nobody wants to ever take the ball out of bounds because they know they're never going to get it back. Larry Bird always took the ball out of bounds. The selfless sacrifice that was Larry Bird's defining personal characteristic, what he would do to make other people's dreams come true. He's going to take the ball out of bounds, and that referee comes, and the referee hands the ball to Larry to start the third. We're down 25. Larry takes the ball and pushes it back into the midsection of the referee so that he can't get away, and the referee is like startled, staggered. What's going on here? We're all right there, right in front of the Celtic bench. And Larry looks right into the soul, right through the eyes of that referee, and he says to him, "We're not going to quit. You make sure you don't quit either." The guy just like melted on the spot.
And we got out there and we ended up beating them.
And then the second half started, and it was just phenomenal because he just kept going.
Larry hit 11 straight shots to start the third, including 7 threes. We were tied at the end of the third. We won in overtime. We did not need a plane to get home.
Bird winds up from 3. Yes, Larry Bird missed it. Yeah, a lot of wasted motion there. Made a tough shot out of what should have been an easy one. Bird, 3 in a row. Rivers aimed back the other way, and now Bird for the Celtics fakes the pass. Bang! Larry Bird. So, let's see what happens. I think we tries to go along the baseline, kicks it back to Bird. Bird fires. Bird hits. They triple team Bird. He gets it in the front court to Johnson. Back to Larry Bird. Whoa!
Left hand.
Sometimes it gets in the fourth quarter and 3 or 4 minutes ago, and everybody will come and say, "Okay, Larry, it's time to take over." And, you know, that's the greatest feeling in the world. Here you're playing with some of the best players in the game, and here they come to you and say, "Okay, it's time to take over the game." And that's a heck of a feeling.
Knowing what to do before everybody else knows what to do. And that's the type of speed he has, and that's what makes him the fastest player in the league.
There's something within me that just says, hey, if you're going to be the best, you got to work at it, and I'm not afraid to work, especially it's something I love to do.
In the second half, the Celtics shot 64% from the floor, and led by Bird's 41 points, Boston nailed down the comeback 125-122 in overtime, sending a message to everyone.
That was my favorite regular season win from the '86 team, which was my favorite team.
Larry Bird, you're awesome.
You know, first I want to clear something. Casey Jones never drink a beer at halftime. That's the biggest bunch of BS I ever heard.
Come on.
Unless Bill was drinking one with him.
Very majestic editing, like from the beginning. The music, it's like he's going to war. Just very, I don't know, heroic, adventurous. I don't know. It's just such good music. But there's so many Larry Bird trash talk stories. So many stories about him going at people, or people going back and forth, or people lighting a fire under him to really light their ass up. There's so many of them that even for me, some of them start to become blurred, and I may make comments thinking it's one game, because he probably has at least 3 games. He has at a minimum 2, but he has at least three games, maybe 4 games, memorable games against the Atlanta Hawks alone that involve trash talking and, like, you know, lighting their ass up. And some epic performances and some epic games. Even him and Dominique going back and forth. But one thing Bill Walton said is, which seems to be, which I've heard consistently, is that, you know, Dominique didn't really talk a lot of shit. In this game, he said Dominique wasn't really saying anything. Dominique was saying everybody else, every other Atlanta Hawk, pun intended, was chirping, talking, getting at him. And they said, okay, we gonna stop this. Larry Bird lit it, 7 threes in the third quarter. Yeah. Lit them up. But I think my favorite one it's definitely one where I'm pretty sure it was against the Atlanta Hawks. Dominique was cooking, he was doing his thing, and some other teammate, like I said, went up and said something to Bird. Bird didn't say anything. His eyes just got wide. And Dominique looked at his teammate like he just wanted to backhand him. Like, why would you do this? And after that, Bird lit they ass up. There's a different bird of prey out there tonight, and it wasn't the Atlanta Hawks. You hear me? Correct me if my memory is wrong, but I'm pretty sure that was the game I'm thinking about was against the Atlanta Hawks. Pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, man, because y'all know much more than me, especially when it comes to the Celtics and Bird and the details, because I have been known to make mistakes and get moments confused and parts of certain scenarios mixed up. So I apologize. I do my best, though. I do my best. I didn't know about the beer, or just, I guess, no drinking in general, no alcohol consumption until they won a championship. I did not know that. Hey, that's enough to make your ass go out and win a championship. For real. Especially Mikal. Mikal's like, look, I'm popping a beer after every game. What you mean? What you mean? You telling me that I can't pop a beer after every game or period until we win the championship? Well, listen, we better win a championship this year because I ain't waiting another season, baby. I ain't. What a pact. Hey, it's little things like that that can be a major driving force for a team, believe it or not. Hey, man, that's the beauty of team sports and camaraderie. These type of things, these type of challenges, the things you do to motivate each other to reach a common goal. I love that about team sports, man. And I like when these stories come out and leak because I didn't know the beer thing. I really didn't. If you guys want to add any more context to this, please let me know in the comment section. Guide me in the right direction. Like, comment, subscribe. Check out our Larry Bird playlist. Check out our 1980s Celtics playlist. And I'll catch you on the next one. We out, baby.